Thank you so much for being here. And we'd like to particularly thank Longwood Symphony Orchestra for permitting THRIVEGulu to be partner with them in this fundraising event. Last year was the 10th anniversary of THRIVEGulu, and we were so looking forward to having a big celebration in person, and that was not to be. But this year, we're just really happy that we've got the technology that permits people to be here that wouldn't otherwise be able to be here if this was an in-person event. My name is Sandra Buys. I'm on the board of directors of THRIVEGulu. I first went to Gulu 11 years ago, and I remember first getting off the bus in the marketplace and just feeling immediately so at home amongst these beautiful people. We started 11 years ago with very little, few resources, very little practical knowledge, and I'm really proud of how this organization has now grown to be a widely respected NGO with international grants. One of the things that I really appreciate about our particular organization is that we're able to be on the ground with the people and see organically what they really want and need. One of the things that I was struck with when I first visited there is how often the people said, we really want our children to go to school, and we missed out on school, and we're embarrassed that we can't read and we can't participate in these activities with our children. So one of the things that we've been able to do is start a literacy program. And the current project that we are raising funds for is a resource center, which we feel like is the next step. People are learning to read, they have learned to read, and many of them have their diplomas, their certificates that show that they've been through this program. And now what we would like to provide for them is a safe, comfortable place for them to meet with their families and with friends and practice this newfound skill that they have of reading together. This is a project that I'm so thrilled about and really appreciate the opportunity to be here and to accept your help in reaching our goal of building this resource center. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Bridget Brazo, the Executive Director of Longwood Symphony. Thank you so much for joining us this evening as we celebrate THRIVEGulu and support their important mission. Longwood Symphony is proud to partner with THRIVEGulu again, and this time to celebrate and empower women in the US, in Uganda, and around the world. Tonight's musical program features works by female composers, and almost all are performed by women from Longwood Symphony. These women are not only very talented musicians, they are also at the top of their fields as medical students, doctors, scientists, researchers, professors, and more. As we enjoy performance by these talented women tonight, I hope you'll join me in supporting THRIVEGulu in their latest endeavor in helping survivors become thrivers, building a new and much-needed library and resource center. Enjoy the evening, and thank you again.
Hi, I'm Anita Stetson, and I'm the Director of Operations and Development for Thrive here in the U.S. Tonight we have joining us two women who have been instrumental to the success of Thrive's trauma counseling work in northern Uganda. We have Judy Dushku, who is our founder and ongoing board member, and we have Alal Singal-Dora, who is our country director in Uganda. Thanks for joining us, Judy. I'll let you take it from here.
Good evening. I'm happy to be here with Dora and to talk a little bit about our effort to build this library and resource center at THRIVEGulu in Gulu. I'm very aware and very proud of the fact that THRIVEGulu has been regarded for some time as a leading mental health service provider in Gulu and also in some of the surrounding areas. We are known for our work in the area of helping to support trauma healing for people who've been negatively affected by the war and many years in the war, people who've been affected by unemployment and lost opportunities and training coming out of the war and trying to resettle into the Gulu area. And we're proud of that trauma healing service that we provide. So my question to you, Dora, to start off this discussion is, would you please explain to us how literacy and helping people learn to read and have access to reading materials enhances our overall goal of trauma healing and support for trauma healing?
Thank you very much, viewers. Thank you, Mama Judy and Anita, and those listening to us. My name's Alal Singal-Dora, the country director for THRIVEGulu. This is my 10th year tenure with THRIVEGulu. It's the organization I have served the longest. Our programs are holistic. So we look at, all those factors that increases the risk and vulnerabilities to mental health, and factors like poverty, factors like domestic violence, factors like inability to read and write, anything that makes you vulnerable, exposes you to exploitation. And so at Thrive, our programs are holistic. We want to look at all those factors that increases vulnerability, but also exposes people to greater risk of abuse and exploitations. And so over time, we kept building our programs. We started with empowering the women in village and savings opportunities so they can earn some incomes. They can know how to sell charcoal and earn a living out of it, how to sell tomatoes and earn a living out of it, how to make chapatis and earn a living out of it. And we realized that, that wasn't it. So we integrated literacy, which was something they requested for. So our manuals were both manuals are actually developed by our own communities from their own needs, on what their needs are, what their learning needs are. So the literacy program has built now, I think about 5 years down the road, we realized that gender-based violence was a major deterrence to our progress. Even if we supported women to be able to sell, there was a lot of violence in their household. It was becoming a deterrent factor to the empowerment we were envisioning. So we introduced the component of putting our attention to fighting domestic violence at household levels and in the communities as well. Because unless the communities are living peacefully, unless the communities are able to coexist, unless the household is peaceful, the woman in the household cannot engage in productive activities. Unless the household is peaceful, the children in that household cannot go to school. They cannot, so many things will come to a stop still. So we've realized that the other gap which is constraining us is the fact that we have lifted the capacities of women, the older women and the younger women. We've interested them in our literacy program. They've been active participants. They've learned to speak simple English. They've learned to greet in English. Now they're yearning. They want to read more. They want to learn more. And at Thrive, basic needs of the communities, we want to work with them. So this is how we are giving birth to the new small project, which is an addition to the bigger projects that we already have, that the women need a library. The women should be able to access information about reproductive health, which is a continuous area for learning for women, to access information about gender-based violence, how they can take care of themselves, warning signs they can see, in simple, maybe flyers, leaflets, charts, drawings. Mama Judy, you know, I'm just crazy about this library, but the simplicity of, I want even this woman who comes and can't read any word to see a picture and learn something, to see some pictures and learn something out of it and goes back. It is where we want this rural poor woman with a very little English to still come and access some information that is important to them. So that is the vision of the library. Maybe this woman, now that she can type, to just say good morning, good afternoon to another friend, you know, on a computer laptop. Maybe to post their picture of their piglets. You know, I've seen now in Gulu, people are posting, you know, I'm selling this, I have a house for rent. Now I see them coming to the actually Google groups, you know, maybe just to come and post their pictures of their piglets on sale, of maybe their chicken they're rearing on sale, of their bricks, you know, they've made and they're on sale. That is what we are thinking about. But
I also have a very expansive impression as to what this building could provide that would be useful. As you may recall, I came to Gulu 2 years ago, and it was by accident that I arrived the day that the certificates for literacy were being distributed in the big field that's there on our campus. And it was so exciting to me. I had not expected it, but when I came to the field, there were the bleachers set up on two sides of this big wide field, and Brenda Nancy was handing out the certificates for 1 year achievement in literacy and then 2-year achievement in literacy. And so as I watched, it took hours, but it was so beautiful. She would name a person, and this woman would come forth, and she'd be presented with her certificate for 1 year of literacy achievement. And over in the bleachers, a whole family would cheer for her. And sometimes the children, her grandchildren, would rush to the field and grab a hold of her legs and praise her for achieving this a year of literacy. And it went on and on like that in the most beautiful way, where these grandmothers and mothers were celebrated for their being able to read and write. And it occurred to me that with all of that excitement about their new skill, there needed to be a place where they could use that skill with their families. And I know a lot about how where people live. I know that the bookcases are not common in most homes. I know that it's very unusual to have a collection of books where a grandmother or mother can pick a book and sit down and read with some children. And so what I expect and hope this building will provide, and I think the plans make it clear that that's available, is that there will be little circles almost of little groups where someone can come, not borrow a book to take home, but borrow a book to read there with the children and grandchildren that they've brought to this resource center and library. So I agree that the word library, it does have that connotation of high academics. This is not what we're looking for. In terms of the needs of the Gulu community, what is needed is a place where mothers and grandmothers and others, of course, some youth, others can sit and read in that space and provide an exciting atmosphere, which encourages children to see their whole families involved in becoming more literate and in understanding more about the benefits of being able to read and write as they grow and mature in the community. So I will never forget that day. It has always been a memory that has made me very excited about this new building. And I'm so hoping that it goes forward very, very quickly. I wish I could be there and see what's going on with my own eyes, but it really helps me to talk to you, Dora, and have you describe these achievements as well as these expectations for this new building. Thank you and goodbye.
My name is Lafo Christine. I live in Kirombe, PHG. I come from an empowerment group called Robert, where we are 8 years since Thrive started supporting us, and I am the literacy facilitator in this group. I remember this photo very well. This photograph was taken at the time when Thrive was giving us a certificate to recognize our participation in reading and writing program. I am very happy to see this photo again because it reminds me of how Thrive has given us opportunity to learn how to read and write. Reading is very important to me because, first of all, it makes me knowledgeable. Secondly, it makes me confident. Even when I go to the bank, I'll fill my own form with my own handwriting and even sign off everything that are required of me. So reading is very key to me. First of all, it gives me the confidence. Even when I'm moving on the way, any signpost I see, I am able to read. Secondly, any information that comes in written form, I'm able to read and understand it. I can also write my own information and send it to whoever I want. So reading and writing changes my life, and it has actually changed my life that way. Knowing that my children can be able to read and write as a parent is very fulfilling because, one, I'll know that their future will be bright. Secondly, they will know what to do in future. If I came to THRIVEGulu and I want to read more about a certain topic, I come and find a library and I pick a book. That would be very important because I'll be able to read and understand into detail the topic that I would want to understand, and then go back as a facilitator or even as a parent and teach with confidence. If one day I woke up and found all the women and girls in Gulu able to read and write, that would mean a lot because, first of all, they will be confident for themselves and they will resist abuses from men and other people. Secondly, they will be understanding and they'll be able to support themselves without asking, without depending on other people. This would really be one of my dreams in life. I want to thank THRIVEGulu and other people who are supporting them with a dream to build up a library, because this library will really help a lot. First, it will help our children who are at home to access important books to increase their knowledge and understanding. Also, as parents, women, we will be happy to walk in at Thrive Center, pick books and read to enrich our understanding, especially on important topics like reproductive health and others. It will be very important. I want to finally say that I am very happy, I'm very pleased, and I'm very excited about Thrive, and I pray to God to continue to support them and also give more to the people who are supporting Thrive, who are abroad, who are giving them support, to continue to support our community who are still in need of all this support. Thank you very much. May God bless you all.
Well, that was just simply amazing. When people ask me why I do what I do, this is why I do what I do. And this is why we at Thrive do what we do. That was just really amazing. My name is Mick Hirsch. I am the executive director of THRIVEGulu. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to welcome each and every one of you to this program tonight, which is in celebration of Thrive, in celebration of women's empowerment, and in celebration of literacy and all the power of having a library to which you can go and learn and get books and read together and do all of the amazing things things that that probably you and I grew up with and have fond memories of. That's what we're here for tonight. I'm so grateful to Brenda, our Senior Empowerment Manager, who did such an incredible job translating that video, and also to Jacob, our media specialist, also over in Gulu, who likewise did an incredible job filming that incredible interview. Mostly, I'm thankful to Christine, who dedicated her time and has dedicated so much of her energy into Thrive and into building herself up and being able to support her family in ways that she never could have dreamed without the support of Thrive, I think. This is so much more about than just literacy. This is a story about a woman who started with basic literacy and then was truly empowered. She went on to become a literacy facilitator, which in her community, in her village, means that she is a true leader. So this is literacy, yes, but this is leadership through literacy. And we're so proud that we can deliver programming like this. Now, I've of course been to Uganda a number of times. I've met the people, I've seen the communities. I have a pretty good sense of what their needs are. What we're talking about here when we're talking about our library and our resource center is so much more than all of that as well. We're talking about a reading room, a resource center with pamphlets, a computer space, and an outdoor space where people can gather under a shade and they can read together and learn together, a literacy classroom. All of these things is what's going into our library and resource center. This is a game changer. This simply doesn't exist in northern Uganda, and I'm hoping, and I really think that we're going to do this together. We're going to build this library, and then you're going to like it so much. You're going to all come back to me and say, Mick, when can we build another one? When and where? So I'm pretty excited about this library. If you look at this slide right now that should be on your screen, you can see all that's going into this project. For $100,000, we're going to get all of this. We're going to get a building, toilets. We've got solar installation because we want to be as environmentally sound as possible. We want to be a leader in that realm as well. You even get staffing for $100,000 here. This is an incredibly economical project, and we can seriously guarantee you that every dollar that you put into it is going to go to an amazing cause and really make a difference. Now, this next slide begins with a big number, but I am so excited to be able to tell you tonight that just before this event, we received news of a pledge for $10,000 from Sandra Buis. Now, you all know her. She was the incredible woman who spoke at the very beginning of this program to welcome you here tonight. We love her dearly, and she is going above and beyond with a gift like this. She herself, she's a physician, she's an oncology specialist, but tonight she is a trauma counseling specialist as well. If any of you out there are interested in going above and beyond just like that, we would appreciate it just so much to be able to provide 1/10 of our costs towards the completion of this building. Another option, of course, would be to do something like a $5,000 gift. What a major gift that would be, again, towards our building. I'm sure everybody would like to be a literacy specialist, just like Christine. It would be a humbling and proud experience to be able to stand with her and deliver literacy education or know that literacy education is being delivered because of you. Now, here's a slide with a number of different giving levels. We want to show you and be clear about what your dollars are going to be buying. If you were to donate at the $2,500 level, you'd be able to help us out with our media center. We really want this to be a space where the youth, especially of northern Uganda, can access the technologies that are driving this world. We don't want them to be left behind. And right now, they simply don't have access to those things. So if you're interested in media, if you're interested in technology, this is the gift for you. Another very popular gift so far in our campaign has been the $1,000 gift. This is when you can get a bookcase We'll put a plaque on it with your name. You can also donate in honor or in memory of somebody and have their name on that plaque. It'll be solidified there in Gulu as a remembrance of your generosity, and it'll also be filled with books. I'm sure you can imagine what that might look like, and it's heartwarming for me. And for $500, you heard Mama Judy Dushku, our fabulous founder of this organization, talk about her vision of having a reading room where a grandmother can read to her grandchild, and probably also where a grandchild can read to her grandmother. So this is a special place, and for $500, you can help us furnish and equip that. I should also say, down in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, you'll see where you can go to make those donations. You can go to thrivegulu.kindful.com. Again, that's in the bottom right of your screen, thrivegulu.kindful.com, and that will be the place where you can make a donation here tonight. Finally, on this screen, you see a $250 level for outdoor amenities. One of the things we kept in mind is that in the case that COVID-19 or something like it interferes with the ability for us to gather indoors, we wanted a place for people to gather outdoors. And finally, tonight, we want to offer something special. We want to offer the possibility for any of you to either top up your gift already or make a gift in the amount of $100. For that amount, we're going to give you a brick. Northern Uganda is actually known for its brick making. It's one of the major sources of income for many people in Northern Uganda. And so we're going to get you a brick. We're going to make sure that you know that you have helped to lay the foundation of this building. And we're going to put your name in that brick. We're going to have it engraved with your name. Of course, again, you can have it in your name. You can have it in a name of, in memory of, or in honor of somebody. Again, thrivegulu.kindful.com. And of course, we are happy to take gifts of any amount. Anything helps, everything helps. From $5 to $50 to $500 and $5,000. We're so happy with anything. You know your money's going to be going to all of these smiling faces that you see here on your screen, all of these people who are busy studying and wanting to improve themselves and learn how to read. So thank you so much tonight for right now. I want to also just call out our sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't be here tonight. They've donated generously. And they've helped us to get this ball rolling. That would include the Joseph and Kathleen Sorensen Foundation, Sandra Boyce, as I mentioned, who just made that very generous $10,000 pledge. My friends and family on my birthday, which was last month, donated almost $2,000 towards this library project in I guess my honor. I never would have thought that I could turn 45 and get $2,000 towards a project quite like this. The women of the 2016 advocacy trip, these are women who journeyed to Gulu, who saw the goodness that people are doing over there and the needs, and donated generously together. David and Ashley Walsh, Mike and Tasha Bello, Judy Dushku, Eric Butler, and Masera Kieta. I want to thank all of them. I want to thank all of you. And now we're going to transition. I'm going to transition into a dance and drumming video straight from Gulu, and you'll get a chance to see how our women in particular, dance in a joyful and meaningful way. I would just let you know that this is one of the poorest villages in all of Northern Uganda, and yet when these women dance, they dance with such joy and such hope and such pride. It's really quite moving. So please enjoy, and I'll see you in a little bit. All right, thank you. Well, that was just incredible. Definitely a first for me to experience the juxtaposition between traditional Acholi dance and singing and drumming, and then the beautiful classical music performed by the Longwood Symphony Orchestra members. I want to thank them again so very much for their talent, for their time, and their generosity in volunteering to support us in this way tonight. So thank you again. I recognize we're getting close to 8 o'clock. I hope you can bear with us for just a few more minutes as we close out. I just want to say a few things. First of all, I want to make a special announcement, and that is that just yesterday I received word that THRIVEGulu is the recipient of a very nice award, a grant from the UN Women, the UN Women Trust Fund, to end violence against women and girls. This is our first UN grant that we have received. It is a big step forward for us. It is really taking our organization to the next level, that we are able to qualify for such awards like this. It's a 3-year grant, so it provides some really good stability for us. And we are just really excited about embracing this and putting our all into it. So I want to thank all of you, because really our supporters are a part of this as well. You're the ones that help us to keep going, so that we're even able to apply for such grants. So thank you for that. I also want to just tell 3 short stories, 3 very short stories. First of all, I want to tell a story about the Youth Literacy Manual. I think Dora earlier on referred to our literacy manuals. When we were thinking about developing a youth literacy manual, we already had an adult one, but we wanted to make one that was specifically for youth. We decided that we were going to call together a sampling of some of the local youth to get their opinions on it. We invited 20 youth to our campus. We purchased enough biscuits, bananas, sodas to go around for 20 youth. 118 youth showed up, completely unannounced, and we were overwhelmed. It wasn't quite like the feeding of the 5,000, but it was kind of our own version, because it certainly showed the hunger that these young people have for learning and for knowledge and for literacy. And it was a special moment for me to see all of these people, because so many of them were child brides and teenage mothers and orphans and heads of households far too early. And so that's my story about our tremendous youth literacy manual, which went on to be just a tremendous success. Second story is when one day when I was in Gulu, I walked into our office, and right in the kind of the entryway of our office is a little sofa. Sitting on that sofa was our literacy manager, Vincent, our literacy manager, and 2 women. The women were both probably, I would say, maybe early 60s or so. And we, keep in mind that in Uganda, 78% of the population is under 30. So Uganda is a very young population. So these women were sitting there, and I greeted them, as I always do. I greet everyone who walks through our door, and the one woman said hello to me in English, and the other one said hello, and then she said, "How are you?" And she sounded like she spoke, near fluent English to me, and I responded, and then she said, "I want to tell you that 2 years ago, I didn't speak a word of English." And then she pointed to Vincent next to her, and she said, "This man taught me how to speak and read." I was just blown away. Third story. One of the things that I love to do is go out to the villages when I'm in Uganda, and I should preface this by saying that there once was a time when it was essentially forbidden to teach the local language in schools. They, for whatever reason, they basically wanted to wipe out a lot of the local ethnic groups and cultures. And so it was forbidden to teach the local language. And so the primary language at that point became English. So it's not unusual to find a kind of a certain group of individuals in northern Uganda who speak and read and write better English than they do even their local language of Acholi. So I went to this village, and a woman walks up to me after the literacy class. She walks up to me after the literacy class, and she's holding a Bible. I could tell that because there was a cross on the cover. And she opens it up, and she says in broken English, she says, "I can read my psalm in my language." These are the sorts of stories that really just move me beyond words. And these are the sorts of stories that I think demonstrate just how powerful literacy and literacy education can be, just how important it is to have a place where you have books, access to learning, access to knowledge. And THRIVEGulu is going to make that happen for the residents of their nearby town. So I want to say a couple thank yous. I want to thank again the Longwood Symphony Orchestra, the incredible musicians, doctors, researchers, scientists. This was a program that was about women's empowerment, both on the United States side and in Uganda. What a beautiful fusion of the two. I want to thank Bridget, who is the executive director of the Longwood Symphony Orchestra over this past year has become a dear friend to myself and to my colleague Anita, who I also want to thank. Anita has done so much behind the scenes work. She's tirelessly working right now, keeping this program going. Thank you so much, Anita. So thank you everyone who participated in this program, from Mama Judy to Dora, Christine, Jacob, Brenda on the Gulu side, and certainly Sandra, again, who has just been so generous of her time and gift. And then thanks to everyone else who donated tonight. Truly a blessing to all of us. It keeps us strong, it keeps us thriving, and I thank you for that. Now I turn it back to the Longwood Symphony Orchestra for one last piece.
Thank you so much for being here. And again, thank you to the Longwood Symphony Orchestra. We are so grateful to you for participating, for letting us participate in this event. And thank you for your contributions. My contribution this year to THRIVEGulu is going to go specifically to the Resource Center in my mother's honor, because reading and literacy and family togetherness was so important to her. And I hope that you will feel inspired to join me and the rest of THRIVEGulu and the rest of this community in making this dream come true. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
Hello and good evening. My name is Julie Ryman.
My name is Alexis Kwan.
And together we form Duo Ami, a piano-cello duo based in Boston, which is dedicated to inspiring and bringing diverse people together with musical programs that capture the imagination, and also to supporting the mission of nonprofits by organizing and performing in benefit concerts. I'm also a physician and pathologist at Massachusetts General Hospital.
And I am the director of EKS Music School in Quincy, Massachusetts. We are very happy to be able to perform for you this evening in support of the THRIVEGulu, and as a former librarian myself, I'm particularly excited about their new coming project, the building of the new library and resource center. We will be playing two beautiful pieces by beloved American composers, Florence Price and Amy Beach, as well as The Swan by French composer Camille Saint-Saëns.
So we'll begin with a piece called La Captive by Amy Beach. She wrote it in 1897, originally for violin and piano, and it was subsequently transcribed for cello and piano. In G minor, it has a lyrical yearning quality throughout. The transition to G major at the end uplifts as though the captive is about to be freed. The next piece that we'll play is Saint-Saëns' beloved The Swan from the Carnival of the Animals. Written in 1886, it captures the graceful floating beauty of a swan, with the cello as a swan gliding along the shimmering ripples of water created by the piano. And then we'll end with Florence Price's Adoration. The first African-American woman to have a symphony performed by a major orchestra, Florence Price wrote Adoration in 1951, originally for organ solo. Due to its timeless beauty, it has been transcribed for many other instrument combinations, and we'll be performing a version created for violin and piano, which we have adapted for cello and piano.
We hope you will really enjoy listening to these lovely pieces.
you.